All right, we're ranking every soldier in the game with my stream. If you guys ever want to be a part of this, Twitch link down below if you ever want to catch a live stream. We've also got the 2 newest soldiers added to this list as of recording. And somebody in the stream today asked me for a soldier loadout. And the best guide video I have on the subject is so old, it predates Totally Rockin' Out. So I should probably revisit that topic. Like, if a kid was born when that video went out, they're like learning to read right now. So what better way to refresh my memory on every single soldier in the game than to rank them all? So it says 64. We got a couple hundred in the stream, though. I've been spamming this link. You guys should all participate. I guess I'll just start the vote and we can get right into it. Archetype Havoc. I guess we're starting with him for some reason. Are we starting with Archetype Havoc, or is it gonna swap? Yeah, so when you Shockwave, he improves your movement speed by like a lot, like 40%. It's pretty good. We use him in dungeons because a lot of minigun and lefty and righty builds are really good, and running a little faster makes sense. Like, the Shockwave's on an 8-second cooldown, and to run faster for, what is it, like 6 seconds or something? Let me go double check that. 8 seconds. Okay, so you basically get infinite Shockwave. It's nice. It's unexciting. You run a little quicker, and that's kind of it. Yeah, no Facecam Beast videos. It's such an old one. Oh, man. I've been telling people it's not outdated, but oof. So, Prickly Patroller is our newest soldier, I believe. She makes it so that when enemies attack you, they take damage. And when I say they take damage, it's really more in like a theoretical sense. They take so little damage that when I was testing her, the vampiric modifier was healing them more than the damage they were doing to me. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm also going to sort by average rating. That's kind of a thing now, where if like 51 votes are for S and 49 are for F, then S technically wins even though the community was split. So now it averages the ratings with this setting. Autumn Queen makes it so that when you Shockwave, your tamed animals Shockwave as well. It's, in theory, a really strong ability, but it's not a ton of damage. Kind of hard to spam that, and your animals are not usually that strong. I'll give her D tier. I'll give her the D, but F tier is a little aggressive, but I don't blame you guys. I kind of understand, so yeah. You can't tell me 2 of the new heroes are useless, to be honest. I am telling you that. So he's one of the newer heroes, actually, Seawolf Jones. He's been 3 or 4 years now, but still kind of new. He gives you like a 55% bonus damage to your Shockwave. Shockwave's already pretty strong when it works, which it mostly hasn't in the last year and a half. Hopefully in the future when you're watching this, Shockwave is consistently doing damage. It's nice. You don't usually want to run support perks to improve your Shockwave, but more damage is good. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. Who do we got next? Wukong. I actually really like Wukong. I'll put him in A tier for 2 reasons. 1, his main ability is that every 6 ranged weapon, not ability, not lefty and righty, not minigun, every 6 ranged weapon eliminations explode around those targets. It's actually, or like the target you're attacking. It's kind of useful. It's a little bit of extra damage. He's a nice support perk when you're not really sure what else to use. And the second reason is he gives you Mantis Sleep. Soaring Mantis, the team perk. I don't know why, but a soldier gives the team perk to make your ninjas jump more. It's a nice ability, and for those 2 reasons. This is the Founder's hero. He is a reskin of Banshee. I think I'm going to skip this one. He's not S tier. This is a reskin. It looks like the vote might be glitching out anyway. It's an S tier ability, I guess, but I'm gonna skip this one so that everybody knows I don't want them to accidentally vote for the wrong hero. This is a reskin, so I'm just skipping it. Assault. Ooh, man, she has a complicated ability. So, Urban Assault Headhunter, if I can go ahead and find her in a swift amount of time, hopefully. My dreams would tell me it's swift, and she's all the way at the bottom. Each headshot, not bullet, headshot increases your headshot damage, and then in the lead, it also increases your fire rate. It's all right on paper. I put her in B. There are so many fantastic soldiers that I've never respected her that much. But yeah, you've got Shrapnel Headhunter, you've got Rescue Trooper, Sledgehammer. There's a million options. What do you even do? So I needed this for my ninja tier list. Let's go to the, let's see if I can just cheat a little here. Soldier, portraits. Who even is this? Undercover Vaughn? Oh man, somebody in chat's probably telling me, but I'm just gonna check with you guys. Frag grenade damage. So frag grenades are a lot stronger than they used to be nowadays. Extra damage helps a lot if you're using grenades. I'll put him in like C tier. You guys are saying F tier. I don't know if that's fair. I'm currently recording this with a biased perspective because I'm recording this during the Frozen Fjords Venture Zone. That's going to date this video, I'm sure. But grenades are actually pretty good during that season of Ventures. So speccing into that's not the worst idea. But throughout the general game, I think C tier is more fair. F's too low. D, I understand. S is people who are clearly trolling. So yeah. Oh, I have a complicated emotions with her. So, Saurian Vigor heals you at a remarkably low amount at a remarkably slow speed. It takes about 4 minutes to get back to full health with her. It's an F tier ability. However, she does give you the Blast from the Past team perk, and she does help activate Blast from the Past, which are 2 really good qualities and probably why people are in middle of the pack. Her healing is functionally useless, but Blast from the Past is so good that she's just kind of great to be associated with it. Ted, I think he's A tier because he's not really a commander perk, but I understand why people put him in S tier. He gives you the Happy Holidays team perk, which reduces ability cooldown by 40%, and he ups your crit rating and crit damage of miniguns. I don't know if you guys know this, but Totally Rockin' Out works on miniguns, and if you are critting significantly more, crit damage going up by 100% basically doubles your damage. It's not exactly how that works, but yeah. And because I'm biased towards this current season of Ventures, I've actually, I don't think I have it set up. Maybe I do right over here. I've actually been running a Totally Rockin' Out build. So yeah, Ted, really strong. Swamp Knight gives you extra miss monsters and bosses damage based on your missing health. No, he doesn't. No, he does. Yeah. No, he doesn't. Oh my God. All right. What the hell does Swamp Knight do? This is what I've been doing. You know, there are so many soldiers in this game, some useful, some not. People love Swamp Knight. I thought he did like ricochet damage. Is he both? He is, yeah, damage miss monsters, but in addition, taking damage, yeah, conjures phantasm. So he does do everything I thought he was. I thought he was 2 different heroes. So he's giving you a damage bonus that's meaningful in support. I'll put him in B tier. I'll put him in A tier. I'll put him in A tier. Because that bonus is nice, but you don't usually want to be running around with low health anyway, and the enemies attacking you doing damage to them is useless. This is Survivalist Jonesy, by the way. I know the icon's a little weird. This is Survivalist Jonesy. So yeah, Swamp Knight, people like to AFK with him, but that doesn't work in the end game, so noobs end up just getting slaughtered. Survivalist is an early game way of healing. He's one of the worst healing heroes in the entire game, and I've never liked him. A tier is fine because his healing is unremarkable, but he's so accessible to new players that I think A tier is where I put him. He's every noob's favorite. Ooh, Undercover Vaughn is not who you are. Who are you? You are support specialist, Warcry energy cost. Yeah, you don't really ever need that. I'm putting him in F tier. I'm not even messing around. I'm making a solid choice. I'm making like a set choice. I'm making a decision with that. He makes that so useless. Like, Warcry might cost a lot of energy, but you don't spam it often enough to really need to do that. It's got like a 1-minute cooldown, and decreasing that's not really doing much. So I'm gonna put him in F. Yeah, community thinks D tier. I should actually clarify. Ooh, that's an A tier hero. He's a complicated hero. I'll clarify in a minute here. So no, I should just say, this tier list is being recorded by a lot of different people at a lot of different power levels. You should not use this as law. He is actually really nice. He extends your Warcry by up to 6 seconds if you get 15 eliminations, which is really useful to keep that Warcry going. I use him a lot. He's not... It's weird putting him in A tier because it's a really strong ability. 6 more seconds of Warcry is so much damage. I like it. I like it. Star Stripes Jonesy. I'm bias. I want to put him in S tier so bad because we did the math on him to find out that he essentially increases your mag size by 31.7%, which is so much, so many extra bullets, and that stacks on top of your mag size. But simply shooting longer isn't requirement for S tier, so my bias wants to put him in S tier. But yeah, he's a really good hero. You throw him in support and you are kind of running a mag size perk. Not necessarily, but you are increasing your mag size. It's nice to have. And then she's the same thing. So this is Stars and Stripes. Warcry basically makes it so that you cost less ammo. She is extraordinarily strong in the Warcry loadout. In fact, I think I can easily pull this up enough to run the command on Twitch, pull it up here, and then shut up, stop talking so much. Yeah, when you pop your Warcry, you can just shoot, 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 shoot. And look at that mag size not going down at all. That is really, really useful. But that's pretty much like only launchers. So I say it's an S tier hero if you use her correctly, but nah, A tier in general. Banshee, we already put her in S tier. That's kind of where she belongs. She increases your damage and movement speed by 25%. And I think it's funny because I just looked at my soldier tier list the other day and wondered why I put Banshee in S tier. That might be a bit high, but she's really useful. That buffs all your teammates as well with Warcry. The cooldown's a lot, but we use her in the Mythic Storm King fight for good reason. Solid hero overall, and I'm gonna sip some water because my cheeks hurt from talking so much. Yeah, that's an easy S tier. So Sledgehammer increases your crit damage by 75% in support and 225% in the lead. That's huge. Especially with Totally Rockin' Out existing nowadays, you know, as of that old video, you wouldn't know it. But increasing your crit rating by, your crit chance by like 50, 60%, yeah, you are critting so much more often. He more than doubles your damage output in the commander slot. Amazing hero. My cheeks do hurt. Yeah, we just recorded the Ninja tier list, and that was a 37-minute recording. And it's a lot of talking, all right? I'm only human. So this is the skeleton guy. He increases your damage by 15% after you reload for 5 seconds. It's a unexciting, nice support perk. If you're firing a weapon, you're going to be reloading, and you might as well do some more damage immediately after. It is only for 5 seconds. A lot of people forget that. So he's inactive a lot, but if you're shooting right after a reload, you'll get that bonus. And then same with the skeleton chick. I'm probably going to skip her. If she's the next one up here, I believe so. She is, should be, right? Yeah, let's quickly put her in A tier alongside next to him, chat, and then I'm just gonna skip it along to the next one. A tier, A tier, A tier. I want to get her right next to him where she belongs. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Okay, I don't care. I'm gonna skip it, and then we can move on to the next hero. Save everybody a little bit of time here. Shrapnel, easy S tier. Easy S tier because 50% extra damage from a shotgun in the commander slot is a huge damage bonus. And even the 17% in support might not sound like a lot, but it really adds up. Shotguns are some of the strongest weapons in the entire game, and she's an excellent hero for them. The next hero that we're going to be covering, I'm going to get ahead of myself with the explanation, is Shock Trooper Renegade. Shockwave cooldown. Yeah, that'll be the next one. So 4 more seconds here. I'm probably going to... I don't know. I'm trying to be time efficient. I don't think we all need to vote too heavily on Shockwave cooldown. So everybody get your votes in nice and quick. I'm probably going to skip this one at the 20-second mark. I say B tier. Yeah. Shockwaving a little more often is nice. Maybe 15-second mark. Yeah, it's nice, but yeah, it's not a very exciting ability. I think middle of the pack is understandable there. Sergeant Winter. I'm actually going to be curious what the community says with him. He adds snowballs to your minigun, which is a little bit of extra damage. It's really annoying for your teammates because they make a lot of noise. It's locked to water, obviously. Snowballs would be. So it's not a ton of extra damage, and it's not a ton of useful damage. You guys say B tier? I don't know. I've always leaned towards C tier just because there are some amazing minigun support perks in the game, and he's kind of like just edged out of the top of the pack, in my opinion, so I don't use him hardly ever. This is Sergeant Jonesy. He increases your minigun by 5 seconds, and that alone makes him an A tier position in my brain. It looks like the votes are coming in slow. The site was lagging earlier. Looks like we're all good now. Yeah, 5 extra seconds of minigun doesn't sound like much, but minigun is so freaking strong. Let me go to our usual minigun commander, Diecast Jonesy. Wait, what? Can I not? Like, there we go. Can I? Okay, I'm clicking through the menu terribly. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. So 5 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but you are adding 50% extra uptime to an already amazing ability. This is Rose Team Leader, same as Jonesy. We already put her in S tier, so I'm just gonna see why she's not showing up here. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this one in the interest of time. Move along to the next character here. Who do we got? Is it gonna skip? There we go. There we go. Rex Jonesy, easy S tier. So he increases your damage based on the percent of your health. So a 3% in support, 9% in the lead, I believe. It's not a lot of extra damage, but because he gives you Blast in the Past, and activates the team perk. That's useful enough. That didn't say Vigor, but extra damage is already useful. In the end game, you're already running around with over 1 million health almost all the time. So he can add anywhere from 30 to 60,000 extra damage once per second. That's a lot, actually. It adds up more than you might think, and it's a nice hero to have. He also cuts down on battle beats cooldown. When you get a kill with his ability, which again, once per second, he'll actually count for 2 kills on battle beats cooldown reduction. She requires 10 kills, I'm sorry. So not the cooldown reduction, but she needs 10 kills to be active within 9 seconds to activate battle beat. We'll talk about her later, but he counts for 2 of those. Kind of a big deal. She is Rescue Trooper Ramirez, 50% bonus damage to your ARs and SMGs in the lead. We already talked about the shotguns. That's a huge bonus. 17% support, one of the staple heroes in the entire game. Not too many votes, though. Is the site working for everybody? Redline Ramirez. She is pretty much only a support perk, which is why I'm putting her in A tier, but the fact that she boosts bows, which are some of the most popular weapons in the entire game, look at a Xenon bow, I can imagine she's quite popular. Probably a hero that people use all the time. I don't think that justifies S tier necessarily, but yeah. Somebody was asking how do I vote. I'm gonna drop the link in chat one more time in case everybody wants to just hop in here and participate. Raven. Throughout the year, lefty and righty has too much of a cooldown to be viable. That's just the fact. However, when you can reduce the cooldown, like I said, I'm recording currently during adventure season where the cooldown can be reduced. He is one of the strongest heroes you could have in the lead. That bang and pow ability where he's improving the damage and making it explode is so strong. I was running 140s. Like, I was killing enemies in the 140 zones well before I should in Ventures, and Raven was to thank for that. Rabbit Raider Jonesy is another fantastic soldier. 75% bonus sniper damage. I almost said bow damage because snipers in this game are pretty underwhelming. Bows, on the other hand, are very strong, and giving that much of a damage bonus to weapons that are already some of the strongest in the game, it's amazing. I've actually been recommending Rabbit Raider in the lead over Stoneheart Pharaoh recently because he's just hugely more damage. And the top bows, Xenon Bow, Cloudburst, and Vacuum Tube Bow, don't need any extra help with their crowd clearing necessarily. So he's probably, in my opinion, the best commander for that. Calamity improves your pistol damage for the first 6 shots. She's actually the highest pistol damaging bonus hero in the game that's not crit based. So that's a lot of categories, but she's strong for 6 shots. So it's a hero you don't want to forget that you have. Unexciting. I'll put her in A tier. There are certain pistols that only have 6 bullets and are very strong, but yeah, let's skip ahead. Save a couple seconds there. Ooh, I think this is Powerhouse. Yeah. He increases your shockwave radius, and he's a paid hero, so people are gonna have mixed opinions on that. Is the site working? I'm surprised we're only getting 14 votes on this. Maybe my community's asleep. We got a couple hundred watching, but yeah, I'll put him in D tier. Shockwave radius is not a huge bonus, but gotta refresh sometimes. Yeah, it might be a buggy website right now. Well, I'll talk to the people who made it and see if something's going on. Let's move on to the next hero here. He's paid, so I don't like that. This is Onslaught Headhunter. What does she even do nowadays? I honestly don't remember. She used to be like headshot kills or something? Oh my gosh, I can't even find her. Am I blind? Where's Onslaught hiding? Decreases shockwave energy cost. I'm gonna put that in F tier. Shockwave is not a very expensive ability, and yeah, I think F tier's fine. I think a lot of the voters were waiting to see what the hell she even did. Yeah, that's not too complicated. Next up on the list is Noir. So he extends your lefty and righty by 1 second per kill, capped at 10. Simply extending that incredibly strong ability is worth S tier in my opinion. Actually, let's see. How long do abilities? There we go. Lefty and righty last for 10 seconds. He can double your lefty and righty damage. If you're running Raven in the lead, he's basically just not doubling your damage, but he's doubling your duration, which just doubles how much damage you can totally put out. A, I understand. S, I'm being optimistic. Really, really good. This is Master Grenadier Ramirez. She is, I believe, that shockwave radius, or no, grenade radius, which is, I don't know. B or C tier. I recently used grenades in this venture season. It was quite strong. I don't think the extra radius was necessary. I'll put her in C tier. Grenades are kind of good. People kind of overlook them, but they're quite strong. And I think C tier is fair. You don't really want to use her in support. Grenades aren't worth speccing into necessarily. I'd take damage over that. But yeah. Undercover, wait, did we just, hold on. Did we put a grenade damage hero lower than the grenade radius hero? Did that just happen? Undercover, okay. Apparently, grenade radius is better than grenade damage. I don't know if I agree with that, and yet I voted them separately. That's what happens in tier lists sometimes. You get two heroes that are so unremarkable in their abilities that you just don't even know. So, because we were putting Warcry damage in S tier, I'm curious where Major Oswald goes, because he doesn't give you any bonus damage in support. He snares people when you Warcry, snares the enemies. In the commander slot, though, he gives you a 25% damage bonus. That comes after your weapon bonuses. So he actually gives you a stronger damage bonus to targets than Banshee. It's just because of the way math works out, people don't realize it. The 25% bonus damage from her goes to your base damage, which stacks really weird, and I don't want this to become a math lesson, but he comes in after all the calculations and is significantly stronger. So a very underrated hero in B tier. Is this grenade? This is Shockwave Radius. Yeah, this is Shockwave Radius. I'll put that in F tier. I think I did that earlier. I'm gonna do it again though, because yeah, you make an updated hero tier list. We sure are. Not just an updated one, but a community tier list. We're all voting together, seeing where the community puts things, because you can see that like my list completely different from the community's. Light Show increases your mag size by 30%. He does ignore mag size perks, and he is a quest hero, so everybody can get Light Show Spitfire. For those reasons, I'll put him in A tier, but in my brain, he's completely obsolete with Assault Ammo Recovery existing. So if you ranked this on how much I use this hero, he's F. But I understand that he's like a more accessible Assault Ammo Recovery. And I get that. What else do we got here? Jonesy bot. Jonesy increases, well, supposedly increases your headshot damage based on your missing health. I got the hiccups here. Yeah. The last time I tested this, it was doing 0 damage. So for that reason, it'd be F tier. But I understand the merit. If you can aim for the head and you're using a weapon that benefits from that, maybe that can be strong. That's another hero where if you guys think I put him in the wrong spot and you want to give me a good loadout, comment down below. And maybe I'll check it out. You might get a video out of that comment. Oh my gosh. Full transparency, we recorded 2 tier lists back to back. I've been talking for an hour, so I'm gonna have to take a break after this one. But we'll keep it going. I'm drinking my advanced GG right now to keep it going. Jingle, no, not Jingle. She's Jolly Headhunter. Can I find her? Do I know how alphabet works? Where are J's? Oh my gosh, am I blind? There we go. Yeah, eliminated enemies have presence that drop movement speed, damage, and energy. I always thought like a loadout around her would be fun, but kind of underwhelming every time I try to make it work. Okay, I'm gonna pause this because I don't know who this is, and if I don't even know who this is, then some people don't. Again, lower used abilities leave my field of vision. Yeah, frag grenade energy cost. So if you're using frag grenades, it's useful. I'll put it in like D tier. If you're making a frag grenade loadout, you absolutely want to have her. But if you're not running a build focused on frag grenades, you forget she exists. That's why I didn't even know the name off the top of my head, and the fact that I'm fatigued. So yeah, I think D tier is fine. I'm just gonna skip ahead to a more interesting hero like Ghoul Trooper. Ghoul Trooper extends your war cry by 3 seconds. Now, we had a hero up here make it to A tier just by extending for 6 seconds. So I'll also put her in A tier. There aren't that many amazing Warcry buffs. That might not be true. That might not be true actually, but she's one of the top ones. I think even 3 seconds is still significant when Warcry is boosting your damage by like 45%. It's insane. It's insane. She is, yeah. So every 45 eliminations, I think, is it 45 eliminations? You get 1 frag grenade. If you're running a frag grenade loadout, you kind of have to use her, but you're not getting 45 eliminations per frag grenade or even every 3 frag grenades. It's not my favorite ability in the game. Not my favorite ability in the game. All right. What else do we got here? First shot Rio. So I put her in A tier. I don't know that she's truly S tier. She makes in support your first 2 shots crit. In the lead, it's your first 6 shots. Now, the strongest loadout I've ever used, I always talk about it, the Blackout AR. The boom build is significantly amount of damage. She makes those guaranteed crit, so she is vital in some insane builds. But on her own, not that amazing of a hero. On the commander slot, you can make it work with some low ammo weapons like the Hydra or the Rat King, but yeah, I don't know. Fun hero, A tier. Fallen Love Ranger is the best energy generation soldier in the game. I don't know if that makes him S tier. There's some debate there. I don't know. Today I'm feeling like A tier. He's a support perk. In my criteria, S tier is like an amazing hero that should absolutely be ran in the commander slot, if not every loadout you're running for their category, I guess. I'm more biased towards damage-based builds. That's where my brain's at. So shotguns, ARs, SMGs, bows, all that. He doesn't come up a lot in those style of builds, but I understand S tier. Extraterrestrial Rio got buffed recently. Not recently, maybe in the last couple of years, to give you a 20% energy. What are you guys doing? She gives you a 20% bonus damage to energy weapons when you have at least 50% shield. That is an A tier ability. I don't know where C tier came from. Maybe there's a lack of education going on. That's a really strong ability as far as abilities go. Like, we have put heroes that give you 17% in A tier and S tier, although these girls give you 50. Although Extraterrestrial Rio gives you 60% in the lead. So if you feel like you can keep your shields up and you're confident in that, and you're using a weapon that is only energy, she'll give you a 60% damage bonus. And that's not limited to a single weapon type. This could be your Xenon Bow. This could be a Mythic Storm King Scourge. It could be a lot of weapons. Your Plasmatic Discharger. Anyway, amazing hero if you can keep those shields up. This is Agent Evelyn. I have always despised her perk. Because she gives you a 1 second reduction to your lefty and righty cooldown if you use a pistol or an SMG, which does not count the ability. She is like A tier because she's the only hero that like reduces the cooldown, but C tier in actual functionality, I almost never even use her because it's 1 second per kill, and those are not very strong weapons. Diecast Jonesy's ludicrously strong. Energy Minigun is really good versus elementals, and he gives you a 50% damage bonus. Monster hero. Super, super good. I use him in Ventures a lot, as I think I showed earlier. I'll show him again, just because we're waiting while everybody votes. I want to get those votes in. He is really, really good. He's my commander perk because this season you can reduce the cooldown with ranged weapon eliminations, as shown here. So, very, very, very strong. Let's see here. I don't know who this is. Oh, this is frag grenades exploding into other frags. You know what? I'm going to do some credit to Vaughn here. That is, if you're running grenades, honestly, kind of an A tier ability. B tier, because frag grenades are good. Not something you necessarily want to spec into, but if you're running a normal ranged weapon build where you're just doing damage with stuff that's not your grenade, and you want 1 support perk for your grenades, he actually makes sense in my opinion. I don't know if I can find him before the timer runs out. I think I'll be late to the next hero. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Am I blind? Do I need to pause? Yeah, there we go. Frag grenades explode into 6 smaller grenades. Kind of nice. This is... I don't remember the exact name of him. Dashing Hawk. He makes it so that your left and righty stuns enemies. It's pretty useful. He didn't make it into my current left and righty build for this Venture season because there are so many other bonuses going on with that Venture season, but I use him a lot in dungeons with Carbide. Stunning. I think that counts mini-bosses too. So it's a pretty usable ability to stop a big target in place, but... yeah, kind of a support perk, definitely for not a lead, easy commander perk. Crackshot gives you the highest non-crit, so the highest damage bonus of any soldier in the game, I believe. He can stack 2.9% damage 50 times to a 145% constant damage bonus only interrupted by reloads, switching off your weapon in any way, not mantling, crouching, sprinting, or any of the new movement. So he can stay active for a long time. If you're using a weapon like the Scourge, never has to reload, super good hero. Now, we put Diecast in S tier, so we have to follow with Commando Spitfire. He reduces your minigun cooldown by a ridiculous amount. If he's not in the lead, he should be in support. Very, very straightforward hero. He is really straightforward. He just reduces your minigun cooldown, and because minigun is so ridiculously strong, he's an S tier hero, and he is one of the, I believe, the most used soldier in the game. We were just looking at the yearly timeline. That'll be easy to Google if you guys want to see the 2023 yearly timeline for Fortnite Save the World. And we were seeing all the most popular loadouts. He is the most popular hero for loadouts. This, I believe, is Colonel Wildcat. She reduces your Warcry cooldown. Oh, because Warcry is insane, I think that's an A tier ability. It's a really simple ability. Again, you're just reducing cooldown. It's nothing flashy, nothing sexy, but if you're spamming Warcry, you're gonna want her in support, and Warcry is super strong. You know, Warcry is not just a singular ability either. I think the Warcry cooldown is so significant because you're boosting everybody on your team at the same time. So good, so good. All right. This is Chromium Ramirez. She is complicated. She boosts your reload in the commander perk, and then she gives you shield when you reload and support. She's been bugged for a long time to do her commander perk and support where you reload faster, but then she got patched, and then somebody told me she was bugged again, and then I didn't follow up with it because I don't like playing into bugs. Again, there are examples like Rex Jonesy where it's been in the game for so freaking long and he's viable on his own that I just go with it, but I don't like to use heroes because they're bugged, because then they just get patched. But yeah, interesting hero. Chaos Agent, easy S tier. I have named him as like one of the 10 must-have soldiers in the game. That's a video that's probably out by the time this video goes live. He makes it so that when you use an ability, you reload instantly. That counts Phase Shift, where you can reload instantly, Seismic Smash, which is really quick, throwing a grenade, which is like a half-second thing to do, Shockwave, and my favorite, Warcry. My status quo with Chaos Agent and shotguns is like boom, 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 Warcry to reload and boost your damage, boom, 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 and then you just repeat that. It's insane. A far less exciting hero is a character that increases your Warcry radius. Let me double check that before we all vote the wrong hero. This has happened before. I believe this is Warcry radius, which is a great ability, Warcry, but not useful. The hero support specialist is energy cost. I'm just getting my bearings here. Do I have him marked for like expeditions or something, or is this a hero I don't have? This happens sometimes. Okay, he's over here. Centurion. Yep. Yeah. Warcry radius. That's an easy F tier. Warcry's got plenty of radius, and there are so many Warcry buffs that are useful that increasing the radius is not ever necessary. I want to talk more about Chaos Agent, because reloading your weapons quickly like that is so freaking strong. If you're reloading with Warcry, grenade, whatever, you are increasing your shotgun's total damage output if you cut out all that reload time by like 85%. It's nuts. Carbide is day-to-day a C tier hero. Largely useless. He basically shoots energy lefty and righty that bounces all around. That does next to nothing in normal missions. Unless you're planning for it with your trap tunnels, he's pretty useless. However, I think everybody just has so much fun during dungeon season, which is 40% of the year, that Carbide just gets to be S tier in everybody's eyes. He's like an honorary S tier. Not a hero that's always good, but he is amazingly fun when it comes to dungeons. Same with Buddy Brawler. When you shockwave, she has egg bombs. It's nice, helps with some crowd clearing, makes your shockwave ability, which is already pretty good, even stronger. But yeah, not nearly as exciting as Carbide. It's funny ranking these heroes back to back, because we'll have like a crazy fun hero like Carbide, pew pew pew, bouncing everywhere, and then we get egg bombs. Yeah, I think she's where she needs to be. Let's skip ahead, save just a few seconds. Bulletstorm. Because Crackshot is so insane, and Bulletstorm does a very similar thing where he's 1% for every shot's capped at 25, and then in the lead it's 2% capped at 25. He's only really a 50% damage bonus in the lead, and he's a fire rate bonus as well, which I actually don't like. Making you shoot faster is not real damage. It just activates you reloading more often, or if you're using the Scourge, causing you to stop shooting just to reduce your cooldown more often. I I think he's S tier just as a support perk. He's really, really good. Buckshot Raptor is an easy S tier. He increases your shotgun crit damage by 225%. I've already said it. Shotguns are phenomenal in this game. And with Totally Rocking Out, you're critting way more often, and critting 225% harder is just amazing. Even if you're not running Totally Rocking Out, he's great in support and in the lead. Even critting 38% of the time is still a lot, because if you are critting for that amount of damage times 0.38, no, 38, there we go, you're still effectively getting a 86% damage increase in the lead. That's nuts. This is Buccaneer Ramirez. She adds, I believe this is Buccaneer. Yeah, she adds cannonballs to your lefty and righty. I'll put it in C tier. In fact, I recorded a video with her. I recorded a whole video with her in the commander slot. And it performed it performed so poorly, I scrapped the video. I put her in the commander perk, and it was so bad, I said, never mind, the world doesn't need this. And that's what happened in that video. So this is one of the pirates. He activates your pistol damage. Yeah, so if you do sword damage, you get a pistol damage bonus. He's meant to be swapping back and forth with Keelhaul. It's fun. I'll put him in C tier because there's merit there. You use if you use the Jack's Revenge and the Corsair, you can make this fun. He's not bad. He's nothing crazy remarkable. I think C tier is exactly where a hero like that belongs. Don't forget about him. He could really spice up your evening if you remember he exists, but nothing too crazy. Battle Beat, easy S tier. I mentioned her earlier with Rex Jonesy. Every 10 eliminations within 9 seconds increases. I'll just show you. Rock and Riff. So Rock and Riff doesn't even need. Rock and Riff doesn't even need the team perk. Her alone. Her perk alone is giving you a 50% damage bonus. It's decaying over 8 seconds, so it's usually like 30%. Still a ton for a support perk. And it increases your melee attack speed in the same perk. And it activates Totally Rockin' Out, which is the highest damage output team perk in the game. Phenomenal hero. There's a lot of consensus on that. I love that. He is the exact same as Ghoul Trooper. So in order to be consistent, I have to put him in A tier. They're the same perk. 3 extra seconds to your war cry. 9 in the lead. Somebody in chat recommended, is this video outdated? The soldier loadout? Yeah, actually, Fan City. We talked about that earlier in the video. That video was recorded before Totally Rockin' Out. You will get good advice. You should watch that video. It does talk about good heroes, and it applies them accurately. It's just, it's not the modern... it's got missing information. It's not like the information there is wrong. It's just that the information that could be there is not, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, as I was saying, I got distracted by that. Ghoul Trooper, an MSK person in chat mentioned that in the lead, it's like 9 seconds. So if you use the War Cry for the Mythic Storm King Horn, you actually get that bonus carried over to the end phase, which is quite nice. She is the exact same as Sergeant Jonesy. There's a reskin, S tier, because she's totes adorbs. But Sergeant Jonesy, where did he end up? I think that's S tier, so that's pretty fitting. Basically the same hero. What else do we got? Survivalist, same situation, reskin, A tier. We got a couple more remaining. Woo! 2 more left. Is this going to be a 40-minute video? I don't know. Because he's a reskin and I'm getting close to the end here, I'm going to skip him, just save us all some time. Whew. What do you do? What do you do? I don't even remember. That's usually a very bad sign if I don't remember. Like I mentioned earlier, I can't keep every single hero in my brain. Some of them are just useless. Oh, I put him on expeditions. Oh, he's that one. When your shield depletes, it resets your shockwave cooldown. Yeah, that's F tier. I don't like him. It just seems so bad. I don't... Oh, I think what's happening is when people vote while it's paused, it doesn't always work. I'm trying to figure it out because the site's been a little weird today. Yeah, that's F tier. I think, oh, I can't skip him. Why? Okay, I guess we're stuck, but yeah, it's just so hard to take advantage of that. It's like you're intentionally lowering your shield just to get an extra shockwave, or maybe the shield goes down naturally so you get a quick shockwave out of it. I don't know. It's a dangerous build. And, Battlehound is the very last one. He increases with Rucksack how many frag grenades you can hold. That's super S tier if you're using grenades. But B tier normally. You pretty much never want to put him in support because he's super conservative. You get a grand total of 1 extra grenade in support, which is kinda nice. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's not super useful. And that is the community voted tier list. I'm going to apologize to the future viewers. Recording videos in bulk is only okay if it doesn't come at the cost of quality. I think my commentary could have been a lot better, but we got through it. Long video, but there are so many soldiers and they keep adding more. So this video's probably just going to get longer and longer. You can see how my personal results vary against everybody else. And even if you put in most votes, the list is completely different. A lot of people have a lot of disagreements, and that's why I like these community tier lists, because while it's not a great guide, there are people of all power levels, and plenty of people are trolling with S tier on every hero, F tier on every hero. I don't love it when that happens, but it does skew the ratings, and yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Check out one of these videos at the end here, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.